Alright, and we're recording. Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, Road Talks. And on this channel, basically gonna be talking, as the name states. I'll be talking about life, I'll be talking about advice, I'll be talking about things I've gone through, and just stories and whatnot. I've always wanted to start a channel like this, but I've always just been afraid to, I guess. Afraid of judgment, afraid of people that I know finding it, making fun, whatever, but I've gotten to the point in my life where I just don't really care anymore. So, just gonna say fuck it, start making videos. Also gonna kind of use this channel as a little bit of a diary to track progress throughout my own life. I'm only 20 years old, but the past 2 years have been very hard for me. My life completely flipped upside down. I was an athlete for damn near my whole life and quit doing that. A pretty bad back injury in college while lifting for football, and I actually ruptured a disc in my back and I couldn't feel anything in my legs for it wasn't long, it was only a couple minutes, but it was a very scary moment for me, and it's persistent and it just, is always in pain, so I just decided to hang the hat. But with that, I didn't really have much support around me. I didn't have the best of friends. I had a girlfriend who was great, but we'll get into that in another video. But I'm also going to be using this channel to improve my social skills because, if you can't already tell, I have a hard time talking, and especially if I'm talking to a microphone and there's nobody responding. I hate hearing myself, so that also makes it a lot harder, but I think doing this will help me improve my social skills a lot. I also think this will make me feel a little better about myself because I am pursuing something that I've always wanted to do, which is making a YouTube channel about me just talking and spreading advice, telling stories. You know how it goes. But enough with that intro, that unnatural ass intro. Let's start talking about stuff. So this video is going to be about being present in the present. I have a very hard time living in my head. I'm a thinker. I think a lot. I think all the time. And I have an inner monologue that is super loud. I love smoking weed, which does not make it any better. That inner monologue, when you smoke a lot of weed, man, let me tell you, that thing is loud as a motherfucker. And honestly, for a while, I genuinely believed that marijuana was helping me with my social anxiety, but it was making it a lot worse because it made me hyper aware of everything that I was doing and saying. It literally made me feel like I was a fucking anomaly. So the combination of having pretty bad social anxiety and then smoking weed all the time, I was just bound to be living in my head a lot, and I found myself over these past 2 years really just in my head all the time and not really being in the moment ever. And whenever people talk to me, I find myself saying, huh? Or can you repeat that? Because I just drift off thinking about some other bullshit while someone's trying to talk to me, and honestly, that would piss me the fuck off too if I was trying to talk to someone and they're like, huh? What? I'm like, bro, lock the fuck in. But that's made me miss out on a lot of opportunities because I have been in my head so much where I'm just thinking and I'm not experiencing life just normally without being so hyper aware of everything I'm doing. And don't get me wrong, being aware of what you're doing is a great thing, but when you're hyper aware of what you're doing and you're hyper analyzing everything you're doing, you become your own worst enemy. I'm also on my phone way too much. This is a very common thing amongst my generation. I'm Gen Z. All of us got phone addictions. Some worse than others. Mine, definitely worse than others. But I would definitely find myself hanging out with people and then just doom scrolling on TikTok like, dog, get the fuck off your phone and hang out with your friends. I really do believe social media, especially those scrolling social medias like TikTok, Instagram, Reels, they take you away from the present and bring you to a place where you're just consistently being bombarded with bullshit information. The way the algorithms are designed is to just keep you hooked and just to keep you scrolling. I feel like with that, it can take you away from your own life and the present that you're living right now and make you not appreciate what you have because you're constantly comparing yourself to rich millionaires, young millionaires, and if you're living in your head the way I do, it's just a dangerous combination because you're just always thinking about what you could do more to do better, and it's obviously that's great. You always want to be pursuing a better life for yourself, but sometimes you just got to step back and look yourself in the mirror and be like, wow, I'm here living, experiencing life as it is. And a lot of this stems from stressing about the future, but if we start talking about the past, man, I find myself dwelling in the past way more than I find myself thinking about a future, which I think is so much worse than constantly stressing about a future, because when you dwell in the past the way I do, it's like the past is the past. There's nothing you can do to change it. It's always going to be the same, but I find myself constantly just thinking about what I could have done differently, but there's nothing I could have done different. Well, there's nothing I can do now that will change that. And I feel like living in the past for me has done a lot more damage than good, because I will constantly compare things to the past when it's not the past, it's the present. I mean, this is a new thing that's coming to me, but I'm going to always compare it to something that happened to me before. But this isn't before, this is now. And that has made it very hard for me to accept new things that come to me, new good things that come to me. It's made me self-destructive because it makes me believe that what's happened in the past is always going to be the same. Like, the same things that have happened are always going to keep repeating themselves. And honestly, when you develop that kind of mindset, you start to prove yourself right, because you start to pick and choose little things that confirm that mindset that you've now developed. So with that being said, I mean, the best thing that I know I can do for myself, and if you're a person like me, is to learn how to let go. Learn how to let go of the things and the people that are consistently holding you back from your true potential. And I'm assuming every person watching this is a person, so as a living, breathing human being, it makes you not realize the true power and the true ability that you have to be able to achieve anything. If you are constantly shackling yourself to your past self, you tend to stay where you're at. You find yourself always in your head thinking about what you could have done differently, instead of being in the moment where you're at right now, appreciating the person that you're becoming. And then you will probably end up limiting yourself, which is never good for somebody who is trying to change and trying to proactively become a different person. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're consistently living in the past and consistently comparing your present self to your past self, how are you supposed to move forward? If you live in the past, there's no way you can enjoy the present. And if you're a person that is constantly stressing about the future, take a step back from that. Look at who you are now. Make a small list. I mean, not a small, but like 5 to 10 things that you could do every day to improve yourself. And start doing it. The way to achieve a better future for yourself is to act in the present. The future has not happened yet. Nobody knows what is going to happen in the future. But what you do know is where you're at now and what you can do right now to improve your life. Once you start living in the present, stop living in the past or stop living in the future, you really do start to appreciate life a lot more for what it is. Life is hard. You don't know what's going to happen in the future, and you cannot change the past. But life is also beautiful because you are here right now. With that being said, I will wrap up this Yap Fest. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, comment down below what you think, if this advice helped you at all. To the person listening to this, I really do appreciate you for listening all the way to the end of this video. And with that being said, row out. See ya.